ready to embark on a transformative journey? Hi, I am Sharon Kumara, host of Awakened Soul. By tuning into Awakened Soul Radio, you will be inspired to shed the illusions that bind you, connect more deeply with your inner wisdom, and step into a liberating life of freedom, clarity, and purpose. Each episode, I share stories and lessons learned that help cultivate greater compassion, patience, and understanding, qualities to embody in everyday life. I invite you to join in as we expand our awareness, exploring diverse topics, and gain access to practical tools, guided exercises, and expert advice to help overcome fears and break the chains that bind us. Join us on Awakened Soul. Your journey to freedom and true self begins here. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Welcome to Ascension Gateway and Awakened Soul Radio. And I'm really excited because I'm talking again with my very dear friend, Ameera Atlantis, and fellow mermaid as well. Hello, Ameera.
Aloha, how are you doing, Sharon? It's so good to be with you again.
Thank you. Good to be with you. I just love talking with you because, well, we're Mer sisters and at the heart, and probably in that lifetime as well, where we've explored those life experiences, which really put an impression on your heart,
Right.
soul. And I've got goosebumps while I'm talking about it. And so I just love when we talk about these ideas and these ideals, and the fact that we come from water, basically.
Right. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah. And I remembered a lifetime on a planet during my near-death experience where Christ took me to a water world where I remember my family and my Mer lifetime there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Amira has lots and lots of memories as well. And so, Amira, why don't you share a little bit about what you have coming up?
Um, so in a few weeks, or I guess September, middle of September, I'm going to be hosting a class, a learning course called Open Your Water Soul Rays. So there are 5 blue water soul rays, meaning water, meaning the element of water. So every element has a ray spectrum. Fire has a spectrum of colors, soul rays. Air, earth. The ones that I am attuned to are the water soul rays. And of course, they are various shades of blue. And I was given this information from Spirit with a directive. They gave me an assignment along with the color codings for these rays and what they mean. And at one point in my life, gosh, probably about 10 years ago, it's before I moved to Kauai, I was instructed to, you know how Spirit gives you these crazy assignments, right? But I just listen. I'm just like, okay, this is what we're doing. So
Right.
Spirit told me that if I were to go outside at 10 o'clock in the morning and 10 o'clock at night for 10 weeks and hold my right hand up, that they would install a sigil into my hand that would allow me to access and open up for myself and for the collective the 5 blue water soul rays. So I followed that. I did that. And I think a lot of times when Spirit gives these kind of like wild instructions, they just really want to see kind of like, how dedicated are you? Like, how much do you really believe that this is possible, that we're going to give you this? So so every single day for just a few minutes, I would go out and hold my hand up to the sun, whether the sun was there or not. And I could feel activity happening in the palm of my hand, of my giving hand, of my right hand. And after my stint was up of morning and night activation, they told me that I was ready to take the information that came with the 5 water soul rays and help other people who are connected to water. And you know you're connected to water because you just know, right? You don't
Mhm.
have to consider yourself a mer or an aquafarian, but many people do. Many of you work with water. Like you understand how important coding, gridding water is, and how important it is to like have communications with the energy of water. So each one of these rays, and I'm not going to give you a spoiler alert and tell you what the color codings are, but I will tell you they stand for something, they bring in something specific. Every color offers something that you carry within you that is connected to the element of water that you are meant to transfer out through you, through the amount of water to whatever capacity you're working within water. Even if it's that's to heal the water in your own bodies. For instance, one of the rays is known as the High Priestess ray. So if you were High Priestess in Atlantis Limera, you carried this particular shade of blue. One of the blue ray colors is connected directly to the heart of love. If you're a person here who is here just simply to be and express love, and you like to do that through water or through knowledge of your Atlantean, Lemurian, or mermaid lineage, that ray will be assigned to you. So most people have one prominent and then either one or two kind of sub-rays that they work within. Um, some people carry all four or five. That's a little bit more rare. But what this activation does is allow you to go into trance. We'll do a little like little hypnosis and determine which one or two or three or four or five of those water rays are ascribed to you personally for you to bring forward to the collective.
Mm, wow. I love that. I never even thought about the fact that water would have different colored rays, just like we do, and fire,
Right.
and yeah, the earth and all of that, all the elements.
Yeah, all the elements and elemental rays are different. So
Okay.
we all have, like you've heard of, like if you're a blue ray being or you come from the blue ray, people know about the violet ray, the gold ray, all these different ray spectrums that we can access and bring into our field or utilize. So elemental rays are a little bit different. So I can go have somebody else activate for me my earth or my fire rays if I want to, but I cannot activate earth, fire, or air. I can only activate water because that's the plan that my soul came in with. So if I
Mm.
wanted to go and open up other energy rays, I would go to another practitioner or I would work with spirit on what are the rays that are ascribed to me within those elements. So in this scenario, I hold the activation of opening up water rays for people who feel like they would like to explore that part of themselves.
Okay. And what is it like exploring a water ray, our water rays? How does that benefit? I mean, I know water is life.
Well, it's home. If you are a water person, it's going to feel very much like, like you are home and being immersed or being connected to a part of your soul, like a very long ago legendary part of your lineage, of your home or maybe your home planet. Some of you have a favorite color of blue that you are especially fond of. That is likely one of your blue soul rays, like because you already know, but maybe you just don't know the potential and the power that's within that particular ray color and how you can personally utilize that out in the world.
Okay. Yeah.
Yemaya, I also work very closely with Ocean Mother Goddess Yemaya, which probably a
Hmm.
lot of you water people know her as the mother of the fishes. She is Mother Mary. Mother Mary was canonized as Yemaya. Mary is the queen of heaven, and Yemaya is, the queen of the fishes. So there's always like a crossover between maybe Catholicism and the Catholic states and many of the ancient gods and goddesses. You see her cloaked in blue and white, like the waves, like we see Mother Mary cloaked
Hmm.
in blue and white in her popular iconography. So if you are also close to the divine feminine or to the feminine Christ or just really have an attunement to Mother Mary in general, then you'll find that working with Yemaya, who we call forward for this initiation as well, to feel very much like home also.
Nice. It sounds really powerful. Definitely. And who couldn't use more water in their life? I mean,
And intentional, like
yeah.
intentional water.
Mhm.
And the neat thing about going into this water ray activation is if you do feel like you want to, wield all the rays, if you want to find out about, air and fire, you can go to spirit. And you can ask them to show you which rays are which spectrum is the most powerful for you. What the hypnosis between you and I actually does is just increase your own channel to the creator. It just amplifies what you actually already have. That's one of the things I really like about trance is it's you going to yourself and going to your soul for information that comes down into, your third eye and into your feeling senses. And once you get used to doing this and doing this very well for yourself, then there's all kinds of information that you can start to gain from spirit simply just dropping into a relaxation space because your own personal channel starts to open and strengthen.
Right. And flow like water.
And flow like water. Yes.
So I know that you have a large circle of MERS, right, or aquafarians, especially in Hawaii, in Kauai, I would imagine.
Yes.
Whenever I do an interview or something like that about my experience, I have so many people send me messages that they have memories of being a water being.
Yeah. And that's part of what this course will do is in your heart that you are of the water in some capacity. Some of you might feel like you're a whale or a dolphin. You
Mhm.
might feel like you're some kind of a sea creature or have an affinity for them. I work with a lot of practitioners who work with, maybe water cranial sacral or different rituals with water, or maybe directly with the dolphins. And when they learn about their blue water soul rays, it really just amplifies everything that they're able to do.
Mhm. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
learning is fun. Like gaining this information about our souls. It's like it's a priceless, energetic, invigorating, very empowering way to get to know yourself at a deeper level.
right. And it feels so cleansing, even well, it's your background, of course, but as you're talking about it, your energy itself, it just feels so cleansing to even dive
Yeah,
into this.
right? All the water analogies, all
Yeah.
of them.
Right? And of course, blue is the color of Archangel Michael.
Yes.
Is there any connection there?
Yeah, there's actually all the rays are connected to an archangel as
Mm.
well. And so, okay, spoiler alert, the cobalt blue is Archangel Michael and is the ray of unconditional love, of true love. And so, as we go through, I have a PowerPoint that I've created, and we talk about each one of the five colors, the water soul rays, their meaning, and the archangel that they are connected to. You kind of get that trifecta of energies that come in and allow you just to again like deepen your connection with all of the above.
That's
I'm so
beautiful.
glad you brought that up because yep, Archangel Michael. Yep.
I definitely feel him here. And as soon as I mentioned him, I felt goosebumps. So, so he walks with you, right? I mean, I'm sure he does, because
My main guide is Metatron.
right.
He's but in Metatron's cube, every archangel holds a sphere like behind you in Metatron's cube. Metatron is at the top, Sandalphon is at the bottom, and the other archangels fill in the different, one of the 13 spheres that are in
Mm.
Metatron's cube. So when it's kind of like when you work with one of them, or if you are connected to sacred geometry, and geometry is very important to water also, because the whales and the dolphins, they sing and they create the grids. They create the grids in the water that harmonize the energies. And
Mm.
so sacred geometry is always going to be connected to Metatron and to the archangels. And the archangels they're beyond Atlantis and Lemuria. They're beyond time and all time, and they were part, one of the first groups to help bring the family of Mu down through the Stargate of Mintaka into Lemuria. So they're very, very essential, in bringing together the formation of the first waters that came to Earth.
Okay. So you mentioned singing, and it made me think about when I came back and I was connecting to my mer self in meditation, the sound came out of me. It was,
Right.
yes, it was this moaning, singing,
Mm-hmm.
a sound that was not me. And I know that you mentioned that you had this sound too that came out of you
Yep.
during
I,
hypnosis.
I can tone and chant, and it becomes much stronger around bodies of water. And when we tone or chant or play singing bowls around water, we actually encode the water. We're
Right.
actually giving something to the waters that reverberate out. Remember, sound travels across water. So just as the whales and the dolphins are underneath doing their coding, doing their greeting, we are the above, the water meeting them with our voices and our tones and our harmonics.
Nice. Yeah. And yeah, I just think about when we were water beings, how we would sing to each other,
Right.
and everyone had their own
Soul
unique.
song.
Yep.
Yes, we did. Yep. And it's how we would call out to our family. It's how we would call out to our mates. It was how we would call out to, any being in the water that we wanted to come meet with. It was through our voice. And we had around our necks, very similar to what you've got. We had like I call it a homing device, a crystal that we would wear that was embedded into our bodies. Some of us, it was in our third eyes, but I remember mine right about where yours was embedded in. And each one of our crystals had our own unique soul color. And we could utilize that when we swam far from home. Merlantis, our underwater city, was cloaked. You
Mm,
couldn't enter or exit unless you belonged there, unless it was your home. And so when we would travel very far from home, this would guide us back. And when we would come close to Merlantis, Merlantis would appear for us because we were connected to this crystal that was connected to our homeland. So I often wear what you do, something big right there. Always felt like, I wear an Andara usually right there,
right.
and something that gives me that feeling of my soul color or that ability to always find my way home.
That just sounds so familiar, and that's why we wear these pendants right here. And
Yes.
I always think, okay, it has to be at a certain place on
Yes, and
my
bright
body.
colors, usually a bright
Right.
blue or a bright green.
Yeah.
But we had sometimes multicolored ones. And that was also part of where we projected our voice and our energy came, like our crystals would light up. And then not only could our loved ones find us through our voice, but also find us through our crystal, and we could find them through theirs. Some of those
Wow.
waters were pretty dark. We needed something.
Fascinating. I love this. And I would imagine your course will help people open up their memories.
It'll help you open up your memories, and I will speak to a lot of what I'm talking, Merlantis, the mythology of the Mer people, the history of Atlantis and Lemuria, the connection between the aqua beings, Atlantis, and the aqua beings, why we're back in droves helping the earth right now, and our connection to the sacred feminine. So you'll get, a history lesson along with, my teachings, along with the meditations, along with the information and the very tangible, tactile information of how to let your water soul rays, those blue rays, flow through you.
Okay. Perfect. I could talk all day long about Mer Atlantis and everything that you're offering, first of all, too. But gosh, take the course.
You think we got it all? I think we did. Yeah, take the course. I think September 14th is the date that we set.
Okay.
4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Course will be 90 minutes to 2 hours, kind of just depending on questions that people have. I really like to take questions. I really want to help you if you have things that you're trying to understand about yourself or about the world or even about the course material, like diving deeper together and going into some of the fine details that are going to help this course, help this course amplify it for the very best about you, very open to that as well. So probably we'll leave some time at the end just to do some Q&A, general information, and you can tell me your thoughts.
Perfect. It sounds awesome. Yes, I will be there.
Awesome. Good. Yay.
Yes, I know. I can't bring up enough memories of, well, it is, some of it's painful because it's such a longing.
Yeah, right.
It really is.
Yep.
It's longing.
And
Yeah.
if you think you're about a person who is unable to trance or be hypnotized, I just want to assure you that you can. I am a very good teacher of how to perceive everything through your senses, through your third eye, but not only through your third eye, but sensing and really about trusting yourself. And if you love water and you love myrrh and the color blue and everything about Atlantis, Lemuria, you're going to find that your soul just falls very, very easily into the space between us where that information can flow to you.
It sounds really beautiful. Yeah, can't wait. Thank you, thank you. And Amira's offering her workshop, I guess it is, or class through the Kumara Academy. So we're very honored to have Amira as part of the Academy. Definitely. And so check her out on the Academy, www.kumaraacademy.com. She also has a class that she uploaded, a replay for 7 Spiritual Laws of Atlantis.
Yes.
Yeah, which is looks really, really interesting.
Yeah, not only do we go through the 7 spiritual laws of Atlantis, the 7 sacred laws, but I take you through an aura cleansing. There are 7 layers to your aura, and each layer corresponds to one of the sacred laws of Atlantis. So it's a great way to also do a good aura cleansing and clearing and understand more about your body as energy.
Oh, nice. Wow. You do such amazing things.
Thank you. It's fun, when you're creating through joy, it's just
Right.
not like work at all.
Yeah. It just comes natural. And it's remembering, right? We're remembering all this.
Yeah,
We're remembering who we are, like you said,
yep,
getting deep into our soul and remembering different layers of who we are that it's these memories have been kind of taken away from us. But hey, it's time for us to remember.
yeah, yeah, it is. And bring forward, we are the living libraries they could not burn or destroy. They can
Perfect.
destroy the Library of Alexandria. They can burn the books, the scrolls, they can get rid of all the evidence they want. They can't get rid of you and me because we're eternal. And we return time after time with these encodings, with this knowledge in our DNA, and we can never be destroyed.
Mm, so true. So true, my sister. All right. So, Amira, thank you so much for being here with me and sharing your space here, your beautiful, beautiful water space with me. I can't get enough of that. And everyone, thank you for watching. Is there anything you'd like to share before we close, Amira?
I
Anything else?
think that's it. I look forward to seeing you all on the 14th, and my information should be on the page on the registration link. If you have any questions, if you want to ask anything, feel free to reach out to me and we can dialogue.
Yes, and I will have all her information for you so that you can dive in the waters of
Yes.
the water rays. So exciting. All right. Thank you, everyone. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Aloha.
I'm Sharon Kumara, and you have been listening to Awakened Soul Radio on Transformation Talk Radio. I invite you to embark on a transformative journey with us. Awakened Soul is a safe, sacred space for exploring the depths of our consciousness. Each episode, you will be inspired to shed the illusions that bind you, connect more deeply with your inner wisdom, and step into a liberating life of freedom, clarity, and purpose. To connect with me, visit kumaraacademy.com.